For my next mic'd up game ball of week 1 of the 2020 NFL regular season, we are going to the West Coast, to Seattle, to see my man Russell Wilson, who he just put on a phenomenal performance this past week against the Atlanta Falcons. In case anybody needed a reminder for why this man is annually in the MVP conversation, why he is universally regarded as one of the top 1, 2, 3 quarterbacks in the league, he put all of that on display here against Atlanta. Over 320 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 88.6% completion percentage with 143.1 quarterback rating, the second highest on the week. Just an absolute masterful performance. And in this video today, we're going to break down some of the plays behind it, some of the reasons why I think he was so able to execute at such a high level, and ultimately some of the stuff that made him so special this past week. First things first, I want to start on a little bit of a different note than I might normally. I want to talk about Russell Wilson's poise. And, this isn't even necessarily just pointed at this past weekend against Atlanta, but more so just what makes him so special as a quarterback game in and game out. So here we go. It's going to be the first offensive snap of the Seahawks in the 2020 regular season. Send a man in motion, and it's going to be a play action pass, roll out, and boom. And you're probably sitting there saying, what the heck did I just watch? Well, you watched Russell Wilson get absolutely destroyed for -9 yards. So why is this on my my video here? I'm talking about what makes Russell Wilson so special. Well, to me, what makes Russell special is that there's things you can control and there's things you can't control. So here you are, Russell Wilson. That was your first snap in 245 days, and it went just about as poorly as it possibly could have. Obviously, could have been a pick six, could have been a fumble recovered for a touchdown. But in terms of just killing the momentum, 2nd and 19 is not where you want to be after 2 seconds of your offensive season, right? So the thing is that he can't control that anymore. That play is in the past. What can he control? He can control the present right now. And what does he go on to do? Not even necessarily this pass in particular. This is just a very nice in route for 15 yards to Tyler Lockett. What is so special about it? Really nothing in particular, but the fact that he continues to go 12 for his next 12 passes. So he's dealt one of the worst possible hands that you can be. 2nd and 19 to start the season. What does he do? Goes 12 for 12. Leads 2 touchdown drives in the first quarter here for the Seahawks. Just absolutely beautiful stuff. As again, this isn't the ideal start. This is far from it, but he turns it around the best that he can and ultimately gives them a lead on Atlanta here early in the first quarter, simply, in my opinion, due to his poise. Not every single play when you get pressured, though, is going to result in a sack that kind of halts the momentum of the game. Sometimes you're going to be able to escape it. And when it comes to escaping pressure and being able to make throws on the run, Russell Wilson is one of, if not the best in the entire NFL. And here's a perfect example why. He's standing in the pocket, feels some pressure. What does he do? He's going to roll out opposite of kind of tradition. Most right-handed quarterbacks, they want to roll out to the right. He's going to roll out to his left. And what you're just going to see here is a textbook throw on the run in every sense of the word, right? So he's going to first roll out. He recognizes, hey, I'm going to try and throw to Tyler Lockett here across the middle. He gets his momentum going towards his target. He points his feet right in the direction where he wants to get the ball to go. As you can see here, he does a great job getting his hips around, driving his elbow straight through, and ultimately delivers a dart here to turn, this was on another 1st and 10. He turns what could have been another huge 2nd and 18 had they gotten another sack. He turns it into a 2nd and manageable here as the Seahawks continue on their way down to score the first touchdown of the game. Just a beautiful play here, primarily on the back of Russell's ability to throw the ball accurately on the run. Another reason why Russell's so great, though, is not just because he's able to throw on the run, it's because he's actually able to run, right? And, here's a perfect example of that, where they're going to run a little triple option play here where, initially they're reading the end man on the line of scrimmage, number 54. They have Tyler Lockett coming around the back of the formation as the pitch man. And ultimately what happens there is, as you see, he's going to keep that defensive back occupied to the point where, hey, Russell Wilson's able to really sneak right up the kind of the alley there and pick up a huge gain on the ground to put the Seahawks in a prime position to ultimately score a touchdown here. A 28-yard rush on the second drive, very next play, 19-yard touchdown pass. A lot of it due to the fact that Russell is one of the league's best dual threats in the league. I called this next one improvisation because, man, when things break down, Russell Wilson, he's just one of the league's best in terms of decision making, in terms of delivering darts on the run. He's just fantastic, right? And here you're going to see him narrowly escape Tack McKinley and then just deliver a beautiful sidearm pass, which you'll be able to see better from the next angle. And that's why I call this one improvisation, because this is some playground stuff, right? Where you're going to have initially the pressure there by McKinley. Look at how he's able to not only outrun him, but also as you have number 27, I believe that's Ricardo Allen, pressing down. Look at how he's able to just deliver such a beautiful sidearm pass, fading towards his right in a perfect spot there for David Moore. Just a beautiful play that, again, puts them on the doorstep of a touchdown and ultimately is going to get them another touchdown here in this game late to essentially seal the victory. Just beautiful stuff, and a lot of it is off the back of, yes, Russell's mobility, but also his ability to improvise when, on that play he was not able to run forward and get yards on the ground. He had to make a nice pass, and man, was he able to. Don't think for a second, though, that just because Russell is elite outside the pocket when he's scrambling and throwing on the run, don't think that means he's somehow not good as a pocket passer, because, again, he's probably even better when he's throwing these balls uncontested with no pressure in his face, and he can just stand in there and deliver a beautiful pass. Well, here is an example of that, in which what I wanted to kind of talk about was his ability to manipulate corners and get guys out of position in tandem with his wide receiver. In this instance, with DK Metcalf on the top of your screen, who's lined up against AJ Terrell. So what are you going to see here? DK, he's going to run a double move. It's going to be a slant and go, essentially, in which they're trying to isolate AJ Terrell, the number 1 overall draft pick. First round draft pick, I should say, by the Atlanta Falcons from this past April. Or Russell and DK, they're going to test him, just see how ready he is for the big leagues. Well, on this play, what you might think initially is that, oh, hey, Terrell, he just bit on the DK slant, right? Well, what I think really sells this play personally is what you notice when you really watch that back is watch how Terrell on the slant, look at how he gets his eyes off of DK and now on to Russell. So now what does Russell do when he recognizes that, knowing that DK is going to break this off deep? Look at the little quick pump fake that he hits there before delivering the dart. And if you couldn't see it from that wide angle, you'll definitely be able to see it here from the tight one. He doesn't even deliver a full pump. It's just a quick little like kind of jolt with his shoulders, in which you'll see it right there. I don't know if you picked up on that. It's very subtle, but look at how just right there, how he adjusts his shoulders, not because, oh, there's a rusher incoming. It's because he wanted AJ Terrell for a split second to think, oh, he's throwing the slant. And, once he got his eyes off of DK onto Russell, Russell hits him with that. Boom, he's way out of position. Easy deep pass for a massive gain there. Just a beautiful job of both Russell and DK to manipulate AJ Terrell and get a wide open look for a great completion down the sidelines. Sometimes it's not all about the manipulation, though. It's about the anticipation. And here we have Russell Wilson hooking up with Greg Olsen here in the red zone for a touchdown. And this pass here, this was just phenomenal stuff. As when I say anticipation, I mean it. As what you're going to see from this next view is just how early Russell Wilson throws this ball. As once he recognizes that, hey, number 22 Keanu Neal, once he recognizes that he's trying to get over the top to guard the running back, look at how quick Russell is to throw this ball on the little in route, despite the fact that Greg Olsen, his head's not around. The ball's already gone. Greg Olsen doesn't get his head to the ball till about right there, and at that point, the ball's already up on him. We'll watch it one more time back just so you can see it perhaps a little bit better, but, I mean, this ball almost takes Olsen's head off, but just because Russell is so great at anticipating, hey, the only guy who could really stop this in route was realistically Keanu Neal. Once he goes outside, Greg Olsen, he has inside leverage on the other defensive back there, number 24. I guess that's AJ Terrell again. And as a result, on an in route, inside leverage, that equals 6 points for the Seahawks, as Russell Wilson very clearly recognized and very clearly wanted to take advantage of, as he so did there. Another reason I think Russell was so successful, not only this past weekend, but again, I should just keep reiterating, in his entire career, is because, as I mentioned earlier, his ability to vary his arm angles, as you saw in that sidearm pass to David Moore, he's also able to vary his velocities to the point where, on this pass, what you're going to see is he's under pressure in the pocket, throwing off balance. Well, just look at the touch that he's able to display. As perhaps a bullet pass there, that might not work, right? But he's going to just put it to where only Tyler Lockett can get to it. It's too far outside for A.J. Terrell, number 24, who, as he recognizes pretty early on in the route, he has outside leverage on a Lockett. On a crossing route, that means that Lockett's probably going to be open. The only other problem is you have DeMonte Kazee, this deep safety. He's converging down onto it. So what's ultimately going to happen? Russell's going to put it just upfield enough to where Kazee can't get to it, and just outside enough to where A.J. Terrell can't get to it. And what happens? A beautiful catch, a beautiful pass, and a first down conversion for the Seahawks. Just a great play where, so many quarterbacks, you have guys who they just want to stand in there and throw fastballs. They want to show off their arm strength. They want to, they want to throw these bullet passes, and that's great and all in some scenarios. But, just like in baseball, when sometimes it's great to throw a fastball, it's also sometimes great to catch a guy off balance and throw a changeup or a curveball. That's exactly what Russell Wilson threw there. A beautiful changeup right over the top of kind of those second level defenders, but just in front of those third level safeties and defensive backs that could potentially converge on the ball. Just a beautiful play there to move the chains and keep things going for the Seahawks. I called this next play specifically deep accuracy, but to me it's really Russell's ability to make throws at every level of the field that make him so impressive. This one is going to be a deep pass, but we've seen the intermediate pass on that last one to Lockett. We saw the kind of short passes, shallow passes to David Moore, the sidearm one, or the one scrambling out to his left to Tyler Lockett. We've seen all those passes. You don't go 31 of 35 in week one of the regular season unless you're naturally accurate. And, you kind of are pinpointing these balls and putting them where only your guys can get it. And, on this pass, that's exactly what he does to DK Metcalf deep, right? As, what you're going to see is, again, he recognizes, okay, there's DK one-on-one in what's either going to be some cover one look or a cover three look, right? Well, either way, if you have deep thirds or if you have somebody man-to-man, eventually that means that you're probably going to be one-on-one deep downfield. Well, with DK Metcalf, a guy with his size, with his speed, look at how Russell, he just trusts him, and he's going to put it up there. And he's going to put it right where, again, only DK can get it perfectly in stride, right really just before the goal line. So it's a walk-in touchdown to the point where there's nothing Isaiah Oliver can do about it. And that's what was so special about Russell this past weekend. There was essentially nothing that the Falcons could have done on the vast majority of these 31 completions. And that's why you have an 88 completion percentage, because if you were putting up these contested balls, naturally the Falcons would have got to some of them. Well, they were only able to get to four, two of which were drops. It was just wildly impressive. And that's why he, as I said earlier, it's why he's one of the best, 1, 2, maybe 3 quarterbacks in the league. I don't even know if you can go that far. This man is just so spectacular, really, at everything he does. He spaces the field out perfectly. He can hit every different level of the defense. He's perfect at manipulating defenders. And when things break down, he's just as good throwing on the run, when scrambling, when doing basically everything you could possibly ask of him. And that's why this week he ripped apart the Falcons, got the Seahawks to 1-0, and that's why he's getting a video here, a mic'd up game ball, to commemorate just a spectacular, masterful performance in virtually every regard. As always, though, if you guys did enjoy this video today, make sure not only leave a thumbs up, but also leave a comment in the comment section below, as well as subscribe to the channel, because not only are there going to be 16 more weeks of mic'd up regular season game balls coming your way, but there's also a bunch of other content on the channel that I think you might enjoy, whether it's my NFL Top 100 series, in which I kind of in a similar format discuss my top 100 players and kind of break down what I think makes them so special, which includes a couple Seahawks, by the way, so go check that out. I'll put the playlist on the screen, as well as just my weekly preview and predictions videos, in which I break down each game for that upcoming weekend, who I think is going to win, why, what are some key matchups, etc. Unfortunately, if you are a Seahawks fan, I kind of think the Patriots take it this Sunday night. But hey, we'll wait and see. That's why they play the games. With that being said, though, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed. I'm mic'd up. Now I'm mic'ing out. Peace, guys.